Welcome to Holy Vibes. You are sitting with your host, Lerato Inuego, and my colleagues, Aniete and Viola. Today's topic, we would like to advise a parental guidance. Today's topic is about sex. Sex is ordained by God for couples in marital relationships to enjoy. So today we would like to deliberate on the importance of sex. As it says in God ordained it for married people to enjoy. So we'd like to hear our ladies' views on what is the major importance of sex in our marital relationships.
Well, the first importance of sex, like you said, is ordained of God, is to consummate a marriage. It caps the marriage, it fulfills the marriage, it finishes and it perfects it. So if a couple gets married, the first thing that they are supposed to do is to consummate the marriage. And in order to consummate the marriage, sex is what you use to consummate it.
So Viola, what is your take on that?
My take is also it fosters intimacy, because when you are married, that is the most intimate thing that you can do with your partner. When you get married, God says the two shall become one.
Okay.
And once you are together, once you meet with your husband, really that consummates it, as my sister has said it. So without sex, really, I don't believe that marriage without sex, you can really call it a marriage.
No, it's not a marriage.
Because sex plays a very vital role in marriage. Secondly, God has said that He placed us on the planet and we must multiply. Without sex, there's no multiplication.
You can't procreate.
So that's a very important tool that God uses. So once you get married, heaven is ready with the gifts of children, but they can only come through
when the two of you
meet.
Decide to do the real thing. the main.
So you cannot overemphasize the importance of sex.
And for two to become one, one flesh.
One flesh.
It's obviously talking about physical intimacy.
Yes.
So without the physical intimacy, you can't consummate the marriage and you cannot procreate.
Okay.
So sex is number one.
So is there health benefits? You have told us about being one flesh, spiritual benefits now, procreation. So is there any health benefits to it?
It's a great workout.
Okay.
Yes. A stress buster.
So I can lose weight.
You can lose, yes. You can lose weight.
It's a beautiful workout.
With it.
And the thing with sex is, when you go to the gym, you literally feel the strain when you are exercising.
Okay.
That one is exercise coupled with joy. So you don't even
With
feel.
pleasure.
With pleasure.
You're not feeling it.
So it is important for your body. Doctors have said it. The benefits of it, both in your health, also physically. So it is.
It is good for your heart.
Yes.
If you've got an heart issue, you need sex. Let's say it again. If you have a heart issue, you need sex. It's good for blood pressure.
Yes.
Those of you who have blood pressure and you've been refusing to touch, it's good for your blood pressure. So go ahead and do the right thing and lower that blood pressure.
And also it's good for stress.
For stress.
That's it.
If you're very stressed, like she said, it will lower your blood pressure. Stress is a big contributor of blood pressure, by the way. So if you are active, if your sex life is healthy in marriage, it helps with stress. It will definitely bring down stress. I've never heard of a man, after a very wonderful session, shouting. No.
It's calm.
It's calm.
You know, you can even ask for anything.
And it helps sex helps to keep your immune system intact.
Yes. So you.
Does this refer to both male and female?
Both
or
men,
specifically for one gender?
Both, and it helps the women to control their bladder.
Okay.
With sex, it works for the women. It helps to control their bladder. And it also boosts your libido. You know, a lot of people have issues with libido.
Low libido, yes.
We have low libido, but when you are regularly and you are active, you're sexually active, it helps to boost your libido.
I've also experienced it when you're pregnant as well.
Yeah, sex is very important.
For safe delivery and quick delivery, the
That's
doctor
true.
will look at you and tell you,
are you doing
you
it?
are now close to this, you better be doing it a lot, because it helps for
it helps
for
to open, yeah,
to open up
your
for
cervix,
the
yeah,
passage
the
of
passage.
the baby. So sex in marriage is important. Once there's no sex in marriage, there will definitely be problems.
That's true.
There will definitely be problems.
Okay. So you mentioned that it boosts your libido, it helps women's bladder. Give me more. What other more advantages do you find in sex?
At least the oneness, it creates oneness between a couple. Let's say, for instance, you had an issue, or maybe you had a misunderstanding. There was a quarrel before you left the house.
Okay.
And then when you come back, I mean, that intimacy kind of breaks down that misunderstanding. And sex is a very good way of settling so many issues in marriage, marital issues that we have. Because when you decide to deny yourselves, especially when you have a misunderstanding, that misunderstanding can linger. Yes. But the moment the both of you come together and you decide to end the matter with some touching, some intimacy,
then it opens up the lines of communication.
That's it. The matter is
opens
over.
up the lines of communication.
It may not necessarily open a line of afterwards.
They will be talking.
Because most times after the action, you're tired, you want to doze off. The next thing you start hearing is somebody is snoring somewhere. So, but the fact that the two of you were able to come together and have that intimacy kind of kills and quells the misunderstanding. It may not really solve it, but for that particular moment,
yes,
it's over. Because the two of you, I mean, you're looking at yourself, you say, oh, wonderful. I mean, it's over.
And
you're
also,
not thinking about that.
And also sex really builds self-esteem.
That's true.
Your
That's true.
husband feels needed, you feel
You
loved,
feel needed, you feel loved.
wanted.
That's true.
Because the first signs with women, once they start suspecting that something's going on in the marriage, is when the husband starts
pulling
distancing
away
himself, yeah.
So when he keeps coming back to you, women, you feel I'm still pretty, I'm still desirable.
I'm still wanted.
I'm still wanted
That's
by
true.
my husband. I still can please my husband. But now if that is not there, then your self-esteem tends to be
low. Because you feel that.
Low.
Even the same way with the man. The same way with the man.
Yes.
The same way with the man.
So when your husband keeps asking for it and you start acting a certain way, you are actually destroying his self-esteem.
You are destroying your self-esteem.
His
So
self-esteem
you spoke
and
about improving a relation, and so in other ways, it also improves sleep.
Yeah, it
because
helps
you
your
say
sleep.
after you
No,
are
no,
finished,
that's it. It breaks
before you
that's
know
why-
it,
that's why
you just
it's
hear
just a-
somebody.
Yeah, it's the same thing we're
peaceful.
saying.
So
It
it's a
helps with
sleeping
stress.
tablet.
It's like, I'm telling you, it's better than volume 5.
Oh,
It's true.
Better than volume 5.
It's
Just
true.
if you're
Like
stressed
you said, after
and you're tired,
and if it was a good session,
better action.
action.
That's it. The man is gone. Even you, before you are, you are a
So
goner.
God is wise.
God is I'm telling you, God is very wise. It also helps to lessen pain.
lessen pain.
Lessen pains, and then some, like you said, is that it helps for it's a very good exercise. And sometimes you can have some muscle pull here and muscle pain. So try using sex to kill
body
the pain,
pain,
body
body
pain and all
pains,
that.
yeah.
Use it because it will help. It will help to ease the pain. It helps to lessen pain. So in all, sex it's mind blowing. The importance of sex is mind blowing,
Enjoyment,
and
multiplication.
God knows why He ordained it.
And God just put a cherry on top to make it fun. It's, I was actually looking at chickens, how animals, when they need to reproduce,
Yes.
The way
and the way the cock will run after the poor chicken, on the
Quack,
head,
quack.
and I was like,
it's ready for action.
it's like, we are so blessed as human beings because there's no running away.
Yes.
The other one attacking pursuing you. There's
And all that.
foreplay, which is fun and playing and
Only
joyful.
in a marital relationship.
Of course,
I hope you know we're talking about
Yes,
marital relationship. So everything we're saying, we're not telling you to begin to imagine if you are not married. But if you're married, start painting the picture and start getting it into your mind that, oh, so sex can lessen pain. It can help me sleep well. It can stop the stress. And this exercise I've been thinking about doing, sex is the best exercise I can give myself if I'm not in the gym. So we're not talking to people who are not married.
And I think maybe we are not saying people should go to the gym less.
No, we're not saying that. Definitely.
Yes, so balance.
And as a matter of fact,
yourself.
if you go to gym, if you're someone that is given to
You live in
exercise,
a
you do better because it helps also to get you
fit.
You know, there are some exercises you do. On the day we're doing something about exercise, we'll show you some things that you need to do as a woman to also help you get in the mood. Because some people don't even, they can be there for 2 weeks. They are still looking at themselves like this. Oh, nothing is happening. And so there are some exercises that you can do that gets you in the mood at the moment uncle is back or sister just...
You're already fit and
please just get in. Some things need to happen.
So basically what we're saying is when you're married, sex must be right at the top.
Right at the top. Very
Because
important.
Once there's no sex, communication, your marriage is in trouble.
Is in
That's
trouble.
it.
Yes.
That's it.
That is why a lot of marriages, they go through a lot of struggles if the bedroom area is not taken care of. If the bedroom
So you
area
are
is not
saying
taken care of.
sex is the major thing that makes us to want to marry.
You know what the thing
No.
is? Your parents, even themselves, after you get married, they will not ask you details, but they are trusting God that something is happening there because that will bring out their grandchildren.
Yeah.
So if nothing is happening, you don't know when you're ovulating, you don't know your cycle. Just be doing it as much as possible so that you can be
know
able
when.
to, especially
when you want to procreate. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
true. And it also helps to balance your estrogen and testosterone. So you need sex.
You need sex.
Sex. It's important.
So it will make me to be sane.
That's true now.
Okay, ladies, let's quickly go for a break. But before we go, I just want to highlight this point that before you reach for an aspirin or any pain medication,
yeah.
remember that if you are married, reach for an orgasm. Welcome back, everyone. As we said that this topic requires parental guidance, is for married people. Our topic today is sex in marital relationships. So before the break, we just gave you a highlight. We said aspirin is not a good option as compared to orgasm. So I just want to hear from these two ladies. What is their take?
So when you are married, and you have an headache, or you came back home, you're under intense stress, you are stressed.
You are
So before
stressed.
you think of aspirin or Panadol, or what do they call it, grandfather,
Yes.
just grab madam or grab oga. Just tell your husband, honey, I've got serious headache. The only way that I can solve it is orgasm.
But now there's people or there's tribes, let me put it like that. There's tribes that circumcise women. What about women who can get or reach that orgasm
They don't
state
enjoy
now?
sex,
Let
and there's
me
nothing we
say
can do
this.
about
For
it.
God to place that in the woman's body, and
knows
there's
why.
nowhere in the Bible that said you must remove it. It's only for the man that God spoke about circumcision.
Circumcision, that's true.
Whoever came up with that evil
It's
is wicked.
Wicked.
Because a woman cannot enjoy sex without.
Do you know why that happened? It's because they didn't want the women to be promiscuous. That's the word. They didn't want them to be promiscuous. So they decided to mutilate them because they felt that...
mutilation.
Yes.
It's not circumcision, it's mutilation.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
female mutilation. They felt that if they don't do it, there's a tendency. I think it was because something happened. I can't remember the story, but something happened that made the king or the ruler of that time to say, oh, every woman must be circumcised. They call it circumcision, but it's mutilation.
Mutilation.
And so for such a woman, she can never in her life know orgasm, no matter what. Even if, and a lot of men from that tribe are really, so if you marry a woman from that tribe, you're in trouble because you can never satisfy. As you keep saying, Oga, do now. Oga, keep doing. But the guy we do, I know, I said, I'm
And,
tired.
and orgasm is how your partner
knows that you're there.
He has
It's done his job.
Hit the nerve.
To the
That's
panado
it.
level.
Okay.
That's it.
The
To that
headache is
level.
gone.
The headache goes.
The headache is gone. So, and without reaching orgasm, you cannot, your body will not.
You self, you'll know that you
know
didn't have sex.
I still need.
That's true.
Something is not completed.
Yes.
I haven't reached.
Like these women who are saying Ogadu now.
Ogadu now, because
So when we place aspirin and orgasm together, I think women will go for orgasm.
Orgasm is the best.
We don't want the aspirin.
Orgasm is the best.
Orgasm is
So
is
when
better.
we talk about female mutilation, that is an evil that has been done against women. I'm glad
woman
that
fault.
As the years are going,
No, things it's changing.
More changes have happened,
Yeah.
but there are still women, and there's nothing you can do
about it. That's true.
I don't understand why a man would mutilate you, because you are punishing yourself.
You're punishing
It's you
yourself.
because they're the
You
ones
know?
suffering it now.
Because the joy of a man, if he's satisfying his wife, he can see it.
He can
and
see it
gives
on the
him so much
face.
joy.
It gives him joy.
Now, why would you want just
take
An
that away.
unsatisfied woman.
an unsatisfied woman?
Wow.
And all the time, the woman must just watch you and be wondering, why is he doing all these karate actions? And you know,
And why is he making his face like this when I'm not
Exactly,
feeling
when I'm not
anything?
feeling
Yeah.
anything.
That's a topic for another day.
Okay, true. That's a topic for another day. You know, now I just want us to get in this. You know, when people are married, there's rules around people's various relationships.
Okay.
There's a time where I go to work. There's time where I must be at home. There's a time where I must cook. You know, so I just want to know, when it comes to sex now, should sex be scheduled? Should there be a specific time to say we are having sex at 8 o'clock every Monday?
And a specific location.
Yes, you know,
While a day.
yeah, every Monday, maybe in the sitting room, 7 o'clock, we
Oh
are
my
having
word.
sex. You know, or should it?
Oh my word.
Should it be just a spontaneous thing? Should it just be random and spontaneous?
I think
What
it
do
should
you
be,
think?
it should be random
No,
without any method.
I'm not disputing random. There's different phases in marriage where a schedule might be of benefit. Because for an example, when it's just you and your partner, there's no need for schedule. Anytime is tea time, right?
Really? So even if there are
Because
children
there
there,
are not children in the house. There's no too much going on around you. But there's a certain phase in marriage when there's more responsibility. There's children involved, privacy issues. That a
wait,
schedule might
I
actually
think
be
that
beneficial.
can only work if you're living in a one-room apartment. My dear, whether there's people in your house or you have children or you have a battalion, if you're not living in one, even when you are living in one-room apartment, there are ways to these things. You can send them on an errand. Random sex, I'm telling you the truth. If you schedule something, it becomes boring. I mean, when I know that we're going to do it on Wednesday, and maybe on Monday, I was in the mood. And then you are telling me,
I must
no,
wait.
I know that's no more fun. Because it's like I have to prepare my mind for Wednesday. But when it's something that I know that this guy can open the door and just grab me from behind and say, follow me. And should it only be done in the kitchen, in the bedroom? Why not kitchen?
What if?
Why not
the baby,
living room?
The living room.
No, listen.
On the
You
couch.
send them on an errand.
Okay.
And then they turned halfway because they
The
realized
door will be locked. The door must be locked. You can't be that foolish. The door must be locked.
Now you must start
Sweetheart,
explaining to your children.
let me show you what the
Why
Bible says.
did mommy lock the door?
Eh.
Now it already raises a question in the child's mind.
It won't raise nothing. You say, oh, sorry, I was dressing up, or sorry, I was doing something, or I mistakenly. That's not a lie, because you've got to get your phone. And you cannot say because your house is full of people, you now begin to restrict yourself.
Listen,
no
when
way.
there's a schedule. Let me explain this. When there's a schedule. For an example, you know that by 5 o'clock you must wake up. Children must wake up, let's say 5:30. They are going to school. They need to bath. There's no morning glory.
Viola,
Listen.
that morning on is the best.
There's no morning glory.
That morning on.
Oh, you
There's
are rushing, you are
nobody
rushing for time. You are meeting a
Money now is the best. Let me tell
so
you.
what if the body now, the body longs for this morning
you.
glory?
Thank you.
Now you must postpone
That is where
it.
schedule helps because
Okay.
you have already
Program yourself.
Program
Oh,
yourself.
yourself.
Okay.
You understand? You've already programmed your body that this is the time. You know what?
Let me tell you.
You know what? Your
Viola,
body is subject to
Viola,
you. Don't
Viola.
act like your body.
In the morning is the best time. You know why? Because it sets you in the mood.
Yes, you set it for Saturday morning.
It
Saturday
helps.
morning.
It boosts
You know, that's why schedule
it boosts
comes
your
in.
confidence. You are ready for the day. When you have taken some shots in the morning.
No, listen.
And you're leaving the house. Remember we said sex helps
you
your
to
self-esteem.
release self-esteem,
So the best
no
time to
stress.
even do it, if you want to do sex, please do it
You
for the
should
morning hour. It's the best. I'm
Okay,
telling
what
you the
is-
truth.
When you say morning hour, when is the prayer hour?
Morning hour.
When is the sex hour? When is the bathing hour for the
He
kids?
is a marital
How?
relationship.
How?
It's a marital relationship. The guy
How?
can turn and hold you at any time. Even when you are praying. Hear me well. Sister, stop that prayer.
Stop that prayer.
My guy here wants some attention. Because it's a marital, you have that right. The man has
And
that
yes,
right
the Bible
over
says you must not
The
deny
woman
each
has
other.
that right. Oh, thank you. Did you just say that?
During schedule.
Did you?
During schedule.
Which schedule?
Wow.
I'm coming home. John Thomas is crying.
Uh-huh.
Maybe John Thomas has been like, guys, something must happen today. Something must happen today. And you get home, and he's telling you, remember we scheduled for
Friday.
When you do
Which-
the schedule,
which-
you do it in a time where you know.
Let me
in-
read
in this
Let me
schedule-
read a scripture for you.
Okay.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 3 to 4. It said, let the husband render unto the wife due benevolence. And likewise also the wife unto the husband. Are you hearing me? Viola?
I'm hearing. I'm listening.
They hear me. The wife does not have power over her own body,
Yes.
but the husband. And likewise also the husband had no power of his own body, but the wife. In other words, he's saying, let's
where
leave
did
the
you read?
benevolence.
Where did you read?
1 Corinthians.
The same 1 Corinthians 7 verse 5
7.
says, let me read my own. It says, yes, do not deprive one another, right? Like you have said. Except perhaps by agreement.
What agreement? That you want to fast. That's the
The
agreement.
fasting is there, but
Or-
also you can also say by agreement to say, let us, because of the type of lifestyle that we have. I am a very busy man. I
Okay.
have to leave at 5 in the morning. The wife has to take care of the kids, take them to school, and also she's working maybe.
Please,
And then
let us
But
dwell
Viola,
on this.
But Viola,
Let us dwell on
because of
this.
this,
So that-
because of
listen,
this
listen,
scheduling
listen,
now, let me
listen,
let me
let me
come
explain
in.
this,
Let
let
me
me
come
explain
in. You continue your point. Let me just come in. Because of this, your scheduling now. Don't you get afraid that this John Thomas now can wake up in the wrong place?
My God.
John
Because
Thomas is subject to you.
in
Listen,
working
listen.
environment,
Yes.
remember,
Yes.
John
Because there are
Thomas
so many things happening in the
John
working
Thomas
place.
is subject to the eyes. John Thomas is subject to the eyes.
Some of these
You know, I think
scheduled causes a lot of problems in marriages. You know what? The husband is expecting anytime I can get anything.
The body
You
of the
as a
woman
wife-
belongs to the man. Anytime that man wants it,
Can
he
I-
should
can I-
have
can
it.
I- can I-
The
can I
body
put my
of the
point?
man belongs to the woman.
raise my point?
Anytime she wants it, she should have it.
okay, let's hear
There
her
shouldn't-
out.
There
Except
shouldn't be-
by agreement. And this is the agreement. You will not be disappointed as a woman that your husband is not picking you while you're cooking chicken. And the husband is not going to be disappointed that when I come back, my wife is busy with the children instead
Get
of
yourself ready.
satisfying John Thomas.
Get yourself
Listen,
ready.
Listen. I still have to take care of the schoolwork, make sure the children's homework is done, make sure that they've brushed their teeth and they're in bed. You are there with John Thomas thinking that, hey, now I need to satisfy. You need to understand that there's a certain time where I have to take care of certain responsibilities. So if it is scheduled, you know that, okay, by 10
so
o'clock,
time.
they have reached deep sleep. Because I know children. There are children who will do 10 minutes sleep and still wake up. And then run to your room and
You have-
say, Mommy, I can't
They-
sleep. You understand?
So if they run to your room is open. Why is your door?
When in
Why
this,
is your door
when in
open?
this schedule? Well, let me ask you a
won't be
question. Let me ask you a
disappointed
question,
because you were
Viola.
not expecting.
Let
You
me
were not
ask you. Let
expecting
me
it.
ask you a question,
You were not.
Viola.
No, as a woman.
Viola, let
But
me ask
couples
you.
should
Let me
expect
ask you
it
a
anytime.
question. At
It
what
should be something
stage?
you expect anytime.
Not
Okay,
at certain levels of
ladies,
marriage.
let me ask you a question. At what stage now do you now experience or see this bonding in a relationship? If it has to be scheduled with time.
Let me ask you this. How would
Yes,
you feel?
there are,
How would you
yes,
feel?
wait,
You-
let me
Let me
finish.
ask you this.
Let me finish.
There are two
Viola,
elevators opening.
Viola,
Just
let
one-
me
just one
finish
second.
my question.
Okay, let her finish.
When do you now see bonding in a relationship? Yes, we understand there are things that has to be done.
Yeah.
So when do we now see this bonding through sex in a marital relationship
In the schedule, there's
grow?
bonding still. You can bond. Let me say this. I wanted to make this point.
Before you know, a
I wanted
schedule
to
can
make this
become
point. I wanted to make this point.
a
Yeah,
norm.
make
There's
your point.
levels of
Can become a
marriage.
norm.
At the beginning, don't expect things at the beginning to be at the middle, at the same, and also at the end.
We know
Let
that,
me say,
yeah?
there's an elevator. There's a young couple this side. There's an old couple this side.
Mm-hmm.
When the lift opens, this woman and this young couple, they're busy fondling each other because they thought the lift is closed. Now, when you see them doing that, it's normal to you. It's like a young couple. But now a 75-year-old and an 8-year-old, they are busy, they're fondling. What?
Please, it's oh my
No,
God.
now they're enjoying.
That
They're
is-
enjoying their
That is
life.
when you are supposed
They're
to
enjoying.
enjoy your marriage.
No.
Let me, because there's a whole lot of work.
Era.
No, I understand you at the early stage of our marriage.
It's
We
not the
enjoy,
same.
it's lovey-dovey.
So allow the
But let
scheduling
me let you
later.
know this, that at your old age of marriage, that's when you need to truly, because people are watching you. Can you imagine seeing 60 years old couple cuddling themselves? Oh, that's wonderful. That shows that these people are intimate. That shows that there was no schedule in sex. It shows that these people are still young at heart and they are ready
it doesn't
to keep
look-
having their fun, regardless of their age, except maybe one falls
No,
sick
but
or the
let's
other.
just be honest with
But
each other. There's a level of fondling as an old couple you can do in public than a younger couple.
No,
I
no,
mean,
no.
let's
I
No,
don't
we are
think-
not
I don't
talking.
think so.
We are not talking
I
in
don't think
public.
so.
We are talking sex. You mentioned a
Okay,
schedule. You
come
say you want
inside.
a schedule.
You come inside, your grandmother and your grandfather, they decided.
My grandmother and my
anytime is tea
grandmother,
time.
they will know
Please.
to lock their door. If they know
Even
that
if
they
they
are
lock their
coming,
door,
they might be
you-
expecting people or someone can just come in. No. We're talking about maturity here.
Yes.
You can't just open your door down. The only people who do that are people who are not, they are not married yet.
Which one?
They are the people who are not married who are busy.
Yes.
Committing
Or
or
fornication. You mean fornicators?
Yes, fornicators. They can leave the door open and even do anyhow. But when you are married, I mean, you know that anybody can knock in this door or open this
But what
door.
I'm saying is, I understand your point and I understand your point. But what I'm trying to tell you is, don't act like the first years of sex in marriage
It will be the same.
must be the same. Oh,
But it's possible.
Let's tell each other the truth.
It's possible.
There's a time when children, health, financial situations will come into play.
Okay.
Your husband
Hold
is very
that thought.
stressed.
Hold
Listen,
that thought.
listen,
Let's
let
go
me
for a
finish.
break. Hold that thought.
Thank
Let's
you.
go for a break.
Come back to
right.
me. I need to finish it.
Let's go for an ad break. Welcome back. We are still on this topic, sex in marital relationships. Viola, before the break, you were coming up with a very, very vital point of our lives change. You know?
Lifestyles change.
Yes.
So what happens sometimes with married couple is you start comparing your sex life when you just said I do.
Okay.
First of all, Oga was trying to impress. My brother was trying to show himself, and you were also trying to impress. And eventually, the true you will come. But that's not really the point. The point is, as you grow in marriage, there are things that are added in marriage that will affect those anytime, any...
It should not.
Listen.
That's my take. It shouldn't.
Listen, you've got your children now. You've got a very demanding job. You've got so many responsibilities.
Financial responsibilities, you know, yeah.
And now you still expect your spouse to act the same way that she used to act when you met. Like now, you know that you used to come back from work and, you know, because...
Okay, but we said something. Let's go back to some of the importance. Like what some of these things you're saying can make you become stressful and maybe not in the mood. But you see, when you allow it, it has the potential of destroying a marriage. Because if we keep saying, oh, I've got responsibility, because I've met couples who for the past 2-3 months, nothing has happened. I mean, how do you, before you know it,
they are just bricks.
They are just bricks. They are not living. They are not living.
Because
Because if you say financial issues, responsibilities, the changes in the family will begin to affect you and make you now schedule. Before you know it, that schedule can become a norm.
But
and when it becomes a norm,
there can be a healthy schedule.
There can be a healthy schedule, but let me tell you, the thing about schedule is that it can become a norm. But when you know, as a woman, when you know that you have, I will not use the word crazy. You have a man that is, it can just jump on you any time, any hour, if it's around. You get yourself ready. I know the chores, the house chores and all that, maybe you're busy, which I know that if we're out of our homes, we've gone to my business, it's gone to East, definitely we can be. But what if we are in the house? Let's imagine, like,
should we still follow the
daddy is at home, mommy is at home?
It's not,
and then we're talking
the schedule is a guideline.
It's a guideline.
Oh, it's now a guideline.
It's not for an agreement.
I'm saying,
is that
obviously,
Viola has turned into a guideline, not an agreement.
Has come, there's not early waking up as, you know, going on. But now what I'm saying is, let not the expectation. The Bible clearly says that your body doesn't belong to you once you get married.
That's it.
Your body doesn't even belong to you.
It belongs to your partner, your husband, your wife.
But be considerate.
Okay.
Look at your wife's emotions. If your husband, you can see, he's very stressed, and your body is telling you, I want, and now he's forced to do it because according to scriptures, he needs not to deny you.
Do you know that there are some men?
Remember you said it takes away stress. So want to take away that
would you want to take away the stress? Now remember, let me know, you know that there are some men that don't like to talk to their wives. They don't want to argue. Let me tell you, there are men who don't like arguing.
There's a stress that will come, and even
you will not think of it.
It will not work.
It will not start.
It will not start because it's too stressful. There are levels of stress.
Listen. Okay, listen. Do you know that there are men who do not like to quarrel with their wife or talk? I mean, I've heard men. I've sat down with men who said, if my wife is giving me too much trouble, I know how to handle it. I take her in. And I peer Italy. It means I deal with her.
Then she will be fine.
So she'll be fine. Are you now saying, in a case like this, when there's a schedule, and the man says, I want to peer you Italy, you now tell the man, say, it's not going to work because there is a schedule.
We are waiting for Wednesday.
Drop schedule. Drop it. It's not necessary in a marriage. It's okay to plan any other thing. But when it comes to sex, let's be open-minded. I say be open-minded.
Yes.
Be prepared for it. Be ready because your partner can be the type. Especially when we say sex boosts your libido. What if you started
but
it?
What if now
you started
I'm this Christian sister and this man starts jumping like...
Are you not married to the man?
I'm married to the man.
The man has the right. One thing you should know is that man has a right to jump at you any given time.
He must also use wisdom. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, are you saying he should be moderate? Do everything in moderation.
Right. Let me let me read the scripture. He must also be understanding. Let's read First Peter. Is it First Peter 3 verse 7? That says, likewise, husbands, live with your wives in an understanding way. Live with your wife. Sex is part of living. So everybody must live in an understanding way, showing honor to the woman as the weaker vessel. I will stop from there.
Okay,
so there has to be understanding in the home. Live with your wife in an understanding way. We know that in most cases men have a higher drive in terms of sex than women.
Sex, Don't even joke with that when
Yes.
it comes to men.
Yes.
Men,
so that is why
they
God,
love sex.
in His Word, is trying to say, my brother, also use understanding. So don't say because this thing is disturbing you, you will now
You jump
tell
on
your
that.
wife, wait, to tell these children to stay in the sitting room.
Yeah.
They will be late school transport or something that is picking them up or their school schedule. And you are saying you can't deny me. You understand what I'm saying? There has to be understanding. That is why sometimes the schedule will help. Because you know, between 10 to 11, anything will happen. But on
beg,
Wednesday,
That's boredom of the highest order.
But I think
That's
that
boredom.
creates boredom.
It creates
and
boredom
maybe
of the highest order.
it confines
It makes
your
yeah.
relationship. So your relationship is only confined in the bedroom.
okay, let's use it
And
this way.
it's
Let me not
waiting
say-
for that particular
let me
day
not-
and
you
that
can imagine the
time.
person
I'm not
Johnson.
saying-
The person is Johnson for Wednesday. So if anything comes up, if
Anything
there's
comes
a
up on
movement
Wednesday-
on Monday, you are like,
Okay,
you are telling the body,
when
keep
we
quiet.
say a schedule, let's look at scheduling in terms of a time of the day.
Obviously, during the day,
Because-
you are at work. You are in your business,
I just
he's
made an
in his
example of in the
business.
morning.
Okay. And I told you that in the morning is the best one. It's always the best time.
I'm just saying in the morning. It's 5 o'clock, you know. But my schedule or my plan for the day.
This is how it
needs
will
to
go.
happen.
But
But
Viola,
now-
you can reach an orgasm in 2 minutes. You don't have to have 20, 30 minutes sex.
That's it. 2
Maybe in
minutes.
the morning, just 2 minutes quick.
It's a quick 2 minutes.
Quick
noodles.
2 minutes.
Quick
What
one.
if my own 2 minutes doesn't work?
Ah,
What
no,
if I need 20?
let your 2 minutes walk.
What if I need 20?
You need 20.
You,
No, now 2 minutes
My
can
dear,
work.
2
And
minutes
what
can
if-
walk.
What if for my husband, 2 minutes doesn't work? You know, once he
Remember, we grow in sex.
Where is that battery that says
We
Lazarus
grow.
cell times like that?
We grow
That
in
battery.
it. We grow in it.
Exactly.
We grow in it because when you are starting, maybe you just got married. You are still, but it gets better when you become a master. That 2 minutes is like this. Abi, you have not become a master.
I haven't.
Viola, say the truth. You are not yet a master.
Viola is a schedule stone.
She's
She's a schedule stone. You can't move.
Agreement.
Following that path.
Mr.
You
Wadike
can't
is in
bend.
trouble.
You can't bend. She can't bend.
Mr. Wadike is in trouble.
She can't bend.
Because
Schedule
if
stone.
John Thomas should disturb him on his way back home, and it's not Wednesday.
It's not
You must
Wednesday.
wait
Oh my
until
God.
You must wait.
Oh no, that's punishment.
No,
Viola,
that's
that's
punishment.
punishment.
Let's be real.
That's punishment. It's okay to make plans. It's
Yes,
okay
it's
to have
good,
plans,
it's
schedule
good,
your day.
yeah.
But when it comes to sex, I'm telling you, the way the human mind, the way the human body works,
Yes.
scheduling might not be. Like we can say maybe because of
but
health
what I'm
problem.
trying to raise as a point is don't overlook it because in other areas it does benefit. Don't make it as the main thing, as yes, only at a certain day or
Okay.
only at a certain time. No, but I'm saying don't also make it like any time that I want my wife, she must deliver.
give me.
She must
Okay.
be available.
There must be understanding. Like I said, I read 1 Peter 5:7.
We get you.
There has to be understanding that she is in this mode or she's busy with that and my husband is busy with that. And he just came in at 2 o'clock
Or
in the morning.
maybe she's having a red flag.
Or she's having
But
a
you
red
know red flag shouldn't stop action.
flag. Oh,
And you know when you have a red flag, that is actually the most safest
Yeah,
time for a
that's
woman.
it.
okay, that is to do with
Action should flow by that time.
personal choice.
Yes.
Personal choice. Other men are not comfortable
With that, I
with
know.
the red flag.
That's true.
Other men will say, me, I will just
Continue.
I must
continue.
flow.
You understand? So that one is a personal choice of
But don't let schedule become a norm.
yeah, but
Because
let's
when it
also-
becomes a norm-
let's not let any time is tea time affect.
No, anytime is tea time. Anytime is tea time is what your mind should be telling you.
Let maturity come into the marriage.
Okay,
Let
okay.
maturity come into the
Okay,
relationship to
okay.
understand that okay now we are in this phase.
But you know that thing is not matured. It will never be matured. You don't understand. It can never.
Otherwise,
it can't read
when it comes to
English.
maturity,
What
why
I'm
do we
saying-
see
listen,
80-something
what I'm
years
saying
old man, 90-something years old man?
Yes,
still
following
in the
small, small
mood,
girls.
Listen.
and it's like,
Listen, me as a woman, I will have to understand when you go through high blood pressure and things like that, that might end up affecting Thomas.
Why must
I
you
will
go
understand.
through? Why must
So
you
you
go
must
through
also
high blood pressure
understand
if you
When
have
you
a
have
solution
a solution.
that
You
can
must
take
also
away
understand,
high
as a
blood
woman,
pressure?
these phases that I'm going through that will also affect my own Regina.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So everybody must be living in understanding.
We must understand.
So that you don't start
So
going
if
outside
Regina,
looking for
if
outside
Regina
of our
doesn't want
home.
to answer John Thomas, John
If
Thomas
John
should,
Thomas must
should
also understand that,
that Regina
might
is not
be
in the mood.
menopause. Regina might be going through menopause. She's having hot flashes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah? She's
All
going through
flushes she's going through.
things.
It's important for her doing that. Do you know that?
Do you know
the
that
truth is
sex
when
is
women,
actually important
for
and
older-
very
for
helpful
elder women.
for that elder woman who's
that's at
experiencing
40.
menopause?
Once you get to 40,
It's
that's when
actually
you need
very,
sex
very,
the
very
more.
important.
I'm in
True.
trouble.
From
Yes.
40 upward. I don't know of some people, but from 40 upward, that's the best time. You need it because it will
also
also
a
help
man,
with the
don't
men
over-
opus.
Listen,
It says men
It is helpful,
opus.
but overdoing it also can be damaging. Let's tell the truth.
How do you explain overdoing it? What is to overdo?
A man's
We are
sex
in a
drive is higher
marital
than that of a
relationship
woman.
now.
That is
Yes.
no-
That's true.
So as a man, try and be in understanding.
And what-
don't over punish Regina.
But what if the man is married to a woman whose sex drive is
higher
more than his own?
So try and be compatible. Meet each other halfway. Isn't it part of marriage? Isn't it understanding? So that the other one is not frustrated.
We get
I
it.
know of a lady
I think our time
who-
is
who is very frustrated because Thomas is always
Standing.
Thomas. Now, she's
Thomas
not
is always
frustrated
calling.
in her own marriage.
So
So you as a husband, it means you're not considerate. You are not considering your wife's
Yeah,
feelings.
yeah.
So try and consider each other. Try and be in understanding.
Okay.
Understand that Thomas sometimes needs to,
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you
We-
very much, ladies, for your comments and input on this topic. We are not yet finished with this topic, but would like to hear from you. Our social media platforms are on the screen. You can get in touch with us or give us more points on what you want us to say or to tackle in respect to this topic. Thank you very much for your time. Good day.